Here's Dennis. He's not.
How's the energy in the room today? Good? Everybody all right?
Yeah.
All right. It's very rare that you see competition speak to each other at Lauderdale Marine Center. As you know, it's filled with a lot of contractors. And people that usually have competition look the other way or are trying to undercut people and everything. And I think it's a pretty good relationship that me and Charlie have. If I need something, I'll go over and ask him for some equipment or whatever, if I need to use his paint booth. If he needs something, he comes over to me. If we're bidding on the same job, we talk about it, and either he takes it or I take it if it's there. And I just think that's really what a lot of other businesses should be doing here in Fort Lauderdale, instead of fighting against each other and undercutting each other and trying to laugh if somebody else goes out of business. It's everybody, I guess today would be calling survival mode from what's been going on. I've been in the business. This is our 25th year that we've been in business, and we have a 3,000 square foot shop over on the east side in Lauderdale Marine Center. It's basically our fiberglass fabrication shop. Our offices are over on the west side, so we basically occupy both yards. That's how I run into Charlie all the time. And it's really good to see that, because you don't really see enough of that in business, especially when people are competition, because everybody's fighting for the same job right now. And nobody really talks about the challenges we go through. So, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, so everybody kind of gets an understanding on that. I had Charlie leave this up because I have basically everything on my iPad. I try not to carry something this big around because it's kind of heavy. We do one of the things we specialize in is fiberglass fabrication. We build hardtop, swim platforms, jacuzzi tubs. I do the extensions on all the boats. I do the fly bridge enclosures. We build bait wells. We do a lot of custom stuff from scratch. We don't have molds sitting around because each boat is different. And what we call as special projects. Right now we're on a real large catamaran that actually me and Charlie were looking at. I wound up getting because of timetables and obviously pricing. And what we're doing on that is we're ripping up all the core on the complete boat, which is about a little over 1,500 square foot. And we're vacuum bagging all the core cell back down and refairing it and painting the whole boat, extending the sugar scoops, extending the roof, modifying and cutting the whole boat up. So what we basically specialize in, a lot of brokers will sell used boats, and the new owners want to make modifications, or they want to change it and they want to personalize it, make it there. They'll bring it to somebody like us, and we'll cut it, we'll cut up the boat, we'll make jacuzzis for them, we'll put on the hardtop. We actually engineer it and get an architect involved with drawings. Everything has to be from drawings, not from head. And so that's basically what we specialize in. Besides a lot of our carpentry, we do hydraulics, we do electrical, we do mechanical. Del Scott is our operation manager. He built a carousel down in front of the Fontainebleau, so he's real versed in boat building and engineering. So he runs all the guys, he runs all the jobs, and I basically project manage that with him. And one of the good things about us is that a lot of people don't know in the industry where the business actually comes from. Oh, I got a customer, but nobody really thinks about where it comes from. Well, I've done a really good research on this, and I've studied this for many, many years in the industry. And we're not a boat yard, so it's not like, okay, we're going to Rollies, or we're going to, down in Miami, or we're going to Directors, or we're going to go to Bradford's. Them are actual boat yards that do a lot of their work too, and don't really house a whole lot of subcontractors. Lauderdale Marine Center is basically unique, like the fire department said a couple times.
Yeah.
I'll get onto that later. They don't do any work. They house nothing but subcontractors. So each individual companies are in there, and they all do different things and all sometimes compete for the same work. So it is a little bit difficult being here because there's so many of us there. So it is a little bit unique, but 50% of our business comes from insurance companies. We work for a lot of the major insurance companies, and we do damage claims, sinkers, a boat catches on fire when they're putting in power, engine room fires. So 50% of our business comes from insurance companies. The other 50% of our business comes from referrals. I work with a lot of brokers, I work with captains, I work with surveyors, I work with architects. I did Alex's boat about 8 or 10 years ago, Mustang Sally. So we 50% and 50% is almost even on that, where they come from. And a lot of people don't understand, did they get it from an ad? Did they get it from the Triton? Did they get it from the Dock Walk? Was it online? But most of the stuff is referral. The other half is insurance companies. That's where we've been getting our business in what we're doing. We also do a lot of carpentry and the actual finishing of it, matching colors, touch-ups on the interior, all the high gloss, the satin, the Sapelli and Holly floors. So we're doing a lot of that. The two other projects that we have right now are a big Buddy Davis. They came in, and instead of usually cut the engine out from the side, pull it out and replace it. This one threw a rod and just basically put a hole about this big right through the engine on the MTUs. So we wound up cutting the aft bulkhead out, cutting all the floor out, taking out all the furniture, going through there, lifting the engine out, pulling it all the way out the back, putting everything back in, vacuum bagging up, back up the hole, and putting it all back together, new floors, put the bulkhead in, glass it in, paint it up, put it back together. Sometimes they don't always go with our recommendations. They want it done a certain way, and it's always inspected by surveyors. The last thing I'd like to talk about over there is, what do you call it? We're the only company here that I know of in the service industry, and I've done a lot of research on this, that sets up private websites for our customers. All of our customers follow and track their job right from the internet. I think Keith, wherever he's at over here.
Keith's been yelled at by Kathy in the hall.
Oh, was he yelled at? He's not here?
He's a Kathy, Keith.
Oh my God, here we go again.
Why don't you tell them that like their business is ongoing and Kathy can get you later?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if Kathy does something to complain about, she's not happy.
Oh boy. Well, that's usually I get
It's
her
usually-
wrath about 3 or 4 times a day in the Marina, so I can understand that.
They're looking for both of you because they're talking about Lauderdale Marine Center, and I said Kathy's out
Yeah.
squabbling with Keith.
Keith, I was telling him about the private websites we set up that I went over to your office and showed you. When a boat comes in that has substantial amount of work, not a bottom painting, not a little touch-up, but a real large project or a special project, we set up a private website and we take pictures and text, and they can follow the whole job right from their computer 24/7 a day. We also take flip videos if there's any extras that are not included in their contract. We'll take a flip video, I'll set up on a tripod, and I'll narrate that, put it up on their site, so they'll watch the actual video of what's extra if we got into something, so they can actually see this from afar. A lot of our customers are not here, they're all out of town, most of them. Sometimes they just come and drop the boat off, they don't even have a captain there watching the boat, and they just leave it in our hands. One of the reasons we set this up was, one of them was the insurance companies. They always wanted pictures, they always wanted me emailing every 5 minutes. They call and you don't answer the phone right away. Hey, what's going on with my boat? You know how owners are, they're up to 1 o'clock in the morning figuring out what's going on with my boat. So we set this up and it's really been successful. According till today, I'm the only one doing it. And I'm sure it's going to take wrath, somebody else is going to start doing it, but it's a really easy way for customers to follow their job that are not here. They click on the internet, they watch all the progress before, after, during, what the extras are, what his invoicing is. On the right-hand side, they have all the schedule. What's been done, what's in progress, what's not done, what's scheduled to be done, if it's a 9-week project, where we're at, if we're running late on a project, if there's some extras that came up that's going to take more time. And it's just really easy, and it's been really, that's one of the things we're getting known for right now, is that anytime there's a project, they go right on the internet. All I do every day is I run around and snap pictures, I get information from the project managers, I put the text down, I put the pictures, I do the schedules, I do their invoicing. I mean, I'm really busy doing a lot of that. And it's not charged for, it comes with the service, obviously, when they do one of the projects over there. And that's been really taken off. I mean, it's been really easy transactions. Instead of having brokers and captains, what's going on my boat? Where are you at? What are you doing? Da, 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 da. It's just go online, leave me alone. And that's how it is. And if they need to call me, I'm always available 24 hours a day if they need some clarity on something. So that's usually what's been happening with us on that front. It's really taken off. I think it's a great way for people to do that. Most of the brokers and the captains and the surveyors that we work with require that now. You know, because if the captain's looking at work, he has to either take the picture or call the owner and send everything over to him. This way that everybody goes online, the insurance guy, the surveyor, everybody just goes right online, and they meet in one hub, and everybody has the same information, and it does not get lost in communication, which is very, very important. So I just want to thank everybody for letting me be up here, and I really like to thank Charlie for letting me use a little bit of his illustrations here.
And we're going to
since I had
have
bring my
them
own.
available for questions right after.
Yeah.
So I know you want to ask questions. I just want to make sure we get through the agenda first.
Thank you, guys.
They were not going anywhere.